children other than the PLE. Yes.
Wow. Teacher Mugirwa.
Yes.
How has been the general performance according to you?
The general performance generally, as we know, every year it is better than
the previous
year. So we can't roll it out. There are those who are jubilating, others aren't jubilating. Yes. But this issue of what my colleague has talked about the failures, personally, I'm not comfortable with that word. If you call my child a failure, probably is a failure or she's a failure because we have not tapped his or her potential. So the system has to be revisited such that the potential of this child is tapped, not to be called a failure. We have different capabilities. Take an example. If you are to be a subject to the same examination or test, I am a fish, this one is a monkey, and then you bring, let us climb
and
that
he's
mountain.
A bird.
Let us climb a mountain, really. When you say, okay, let's climb a tree. I'm a fish, is a monkey.
And he's a bird.
He's a bird now.
Of course, I will just fly.
Now, will you tell me that I am a failure because now what you have brought is not what you have not subjected me to is not my potential.
Exactly.
So I think the system has to, it's like that this word failure is erased. But we don't have a failure in the education system.
Have you really pressed enough demand for the education system to see the urgency of this revision of the system?
It is there, and I'm happy with the Ministry of Education through the Curriculum Development Center that it has started now revisiting or reviewing the curriculum. Now, like in secondary, we are shifting from knowledge-based curriculum to the competence-based curriculum, whereby we are tapping, it is intended to tap the potential of these learners. We see how competent are they.
Okay, so you're satisfied that this new curriculum will solve our current problems? Definitely, it will. Wow. Wow. Anyway, but apparently you're okay. The performance is fine. The girls have been lagging a bit. That challenge. What's your take on that?
The girls have been lagging behind, and I think it will continue like that if not addressed. One, for them they have some challenges. Biologically, they have their biological challenges. We have no solution to that. Now, for example, like you live around these girls in urban setting. We have girls deep in the villages there.
Yes.
That on this date from, let's say, 5th to 8th, not going to school. Why? Because of the biological challenges.
What biological challenges?
Yeah, actually, to supplement on what he's saying, during that time, the children don't go to school, they don't have the sanitary pads, and the schools do not have sanitary facilities to cater for them. So these children keep at home every month. Okay. Yeah? Because the schools cannot manage, especially in rural areas. Two, also the distance these children walk in most cases in rural areas. You realize they walk almost 10, 15 kilometers to school. So they find so many challenges along the way as they're moving to school.
Have you tabled that challenge as well to the ministry?
Obviously, the ministry knows about this because it knows that that's why actually the president comes out and says every year we are putting a primary school at a sub-county, at a parish, you understand? Only that it has not yet materialized. It is not yet, you understand, throughout the country. But it is known that children walk very long distances and they go to schools without food.
Why don't we have private schools in deeper, remote parts of the district, of the country? You guys, you are fond of, concentrating in the city where there is money. According to some schools of thought.
I would just say, it is just simple common sense that you cannot invest where you see that no returns will be brought back. Two, that's why we pay government taxes, so that it can construct schools where we cannot put our schools. That's the reason why we are paying tax as private schools. That where we cannot put, leave us concentrate in urban areas that can bring returns, then you put our money in areas where we cannot reach. Two, we look also at the population. Where is the market? the biggest market? The biggest market is in urban centers. That's why you see even industries are built near trading centers or near urban centers. That's why you see even, actually every business works better in urban centers.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So aren't you not bothered as private school, heads that our friends are left behind?
Yeah, it gives us a headache for no reason. Mm-hmm. If those children do not go to school, they will be the people to come and break into our schools. If they don't go to school, they're the ones to disturb the peace of the ones we've taught successfully. Mm-hmm. So that's what bothers us. So that's why we say
they're going to mingle with ours.
Mm. So that's why we say government put schools there.
Wow.
For us to let us put schools here, you concentrate there.
Wow.
That's why you see areas like Kampala, almost you have no UPE. Almost. Why? There are 79 government schools. We have 3,000 private schools.
I can't see.
Yeah?
I can't.
So meaning that the biggest population is within private in Kampala.
Wow. Now, how prepared are we, Mwami Mugerwa? Because school's kicking off is opening next week.
Yes.
How prepared are we as far as food safety is concerned? Not only that, fire outbreaks have been a very, very good big threat to schools. That's the safety of students, but also there's so many things that Minister of Education talked about that must be implemented. How ready are we this 2024 academic year?
Yeah, as schools we are doing our best. One, we have trained teachers and we are still training teachers to preparing them to handle children as they come to school. Two, schools are being renovated. Schools with burglars in the windows, they're trying to remove them.
Okay.
Schools are designing rules and policies guiding, that will guide actually teachers and children on managing fires. How can we prevent the fires and how can we manage
and
in the case?
And how do you do that?
How do we do that? When we train teachers on giving first aid to children in case, or how to stop the fire in case it breaks out. Two, that is when we are working actually with, we are working out with the Uganda Police, the fire department. Two, we are also sensitizing the parents about the need to make the children security conscious.
Okay.
Because security consciousness starts from home. So we tell parents, we advise parents to train their children as well.
Do parents have time to do that?
At least we believe this long holiday.
They're too busy looking for money to take kids to school and...
But the first school is a home.
Oh, okay.
So meaning that if a parent has no time for the child, he's making this child to unlearn or not to learn. Two, also we understand that a home is the first place of learning. So that's why we are advising the parents to train their children in being security conscious. Then also when children come to school, we are going to add on what parents have taught.
Okay, according to you...
Then, food safety, we expect UNBS to guide us because it's the one that knows the quality.
The quality.
You understand? We are not experts.
Have they ever done that? So
we are waiting for their guidelines.
But they've never done that.
We are waiting for their guidelines.
So you implement your own standard.
So meaning that they are the ones to guide us. What should we follow? You understand? So for us being that we're not experts in food safety and security, so we are waiting for UNBS
Mr. Alex, could there be any measures that you've implemented so far?
Yeah.
In food storage, according to you?
Yeah, one, knowing how better we can store food, that is making the stores safe, not putting food on the ground or on the floor. Two, ensuring that the place is not wet, ensuring that there is ventilation to allow better ventilation to allow the flow of what? The flow of air within, the air circulation within the stores.
Have you tried to employ nutritionists to come and do offer some
actually
advice?
Being the nutritionists are very few in this country. If I happen to ask you, how many are they? We have 20,000 private schools. We have actually 43,000 schools in the country. Then how many nutritionists do we have in this country? So it becomes hard to say that we are going to, all schools will employ, or we shall get consultancy from these people.
Mwami Mugerwa, the issue of feeding is very, very important on our children. One of the things that I was last in school in 2007, but all my school life were eating beans and posho. Up to now, beans and posho. Is there any other alternative? If it wasn't beans and posho for breakfast, it was porridge. They could improvise, and they put some rice in porridge. Busera, is it a cars? I mean, milk? I mean, can you improvise? Okay, how do you do nowadays?
Now that question is very interesting. In the first place, we are supposed to go back to the pocket because everything is moving around the pocket. How much money are you paying as school fees?
Okay.
Otherwise, all of us, we shall take our children at Aga Khan where they are paying that huge amount of money. Now we look at our friends who are deep in the village, who are even told to bring 70,000 for porridge. And the parent complains, runs to the DEO. They're asking, the head teacher is asking for us to bring 7,000 to give our children porridge. So they cannot eat anything, definitely. Now, if they are complaining about porridge, then how do you talk about Wisera and Mirik? Those one will leave it to the other schools in another world within Uganda.
But is Wisera too expensive for you to afford?
Definitely. When you go to the market, even right now, its price is different from that one of the maize flour. So you cannot say we shall have a diet which is so special, what? There are some schools which I know, they have even a menu. On Monday, we are taking chicken, matoke, rice. On Tuesday, we are taking this and this and this. But at our school, where I studied from and where I'm working, or where we are working, the food is well known, posho and beans. We just pray that they be well fried such that our children enjoy.
Posho is a lot of carbohydrates. Anyway, you may tell me that maybe kids are running up and about and they can burn it down. But how about
but also we need to understand.
How about cassava flour?
But we need also to understand why the choice was made for posho and beans.
Why was it?
When almost it contains almost the most food values.
But which posho are you talking about? Are you talking about the posho number 1 or number 2 plus? Because
posho has carbohydrates. We understand that.
Yes.
Then we have the beans, that is proteins.
Okay.
Beans have salt, which is calcium. There is soup, which is water. So meaning
oh my God,
the food values.
And it is even fried, they are fats.
I had forgotten that I'm dealing with teachers. Oh my goodness.
So meaning that it is the best choice. And when you look at the rice that many parents say, to eat well, children would have eaten rice. But much of the content is water.
Okay.
Actually, it has carbohydrates, but much of the content.
Okay.
If you look at bananas that Mr. Chintu would wish to.
Okay. When do we mix up? For instance, when I was in Kenya, I was saying something. Anyway, maybe because for them it is in plenty. Skuma week. Yes. It could be incorporated in beans.
Yes.
You know, some kind of grain. Do you improvise to?
Actually, it also depends on the innovations and the creativity of the head teacher and the school management.
Honestly, teacher.
So not all of us.
Teacher said, "Can't we change course? No, 2024."
That's what I've said. Some are even more creative.
Okay.
That we engage children to grow the vegetables at school. Like at Good Hope Naulagala, we make children grow these vegetables. And after growing these vegetables, they're the ones actually we supplement onto their food.
Okay, because time is not our salary, let me engage you in this. I think time has come to do away with PLE. Now, this debate first came to light in 2019.
True.
And now it has been resurrected. Do you think we need primary level exams? Let me kick it from Mwami Mugerwa, teacher.
Now, primary living exams. What we have to do in the first place, what is the purpose of primary living exams? Why was it introduced? That is the first question. Mr. Sir, why was it introduced?
To help children progress to the next level.
But in primary 6, in primary 6 you progress without, even if you do, if you don't.
To leave one level to another. Actually, that's the PLE results are only useful, are most useful to progress to the secondary level.
Because the thing is like this.
Also, to check on the curriculum, how effective the curriculum has been. That is actually the most technical importance. How effective is the curriculum? Then also, to know who has qualified, who has not qualified. So it's a measurement for the curriculum basically.
You see, the reason why I brought this, yes. Alex, is because in May, the World Bank, through its report titled Economic Development and Human Capital in Uganda, stressed that there is need to scrap primary living exams to provide or to pave way for the sale of students from primary to secondary school. This has since brought a number of course mixed reactions from different stakeholders.
True.
That's why I'm bringing this. Do we need to scrap off primary living exams or not, according to you?
But the fact is, there is no need to scrap off the PLE. Reason, even the world's biggest economies, many of them are still doing national exams. Countries like China
do national exams in advanced levels or maybe ordinary levels.
Two, when we look at the main objectives of PLE, it's basically to assess the national goals of primary education. That is to see, is numeracy, literacy understood well? If it's not understood, what should we do? Two, it helps us understand the quality of children or the quality of human resource we are training or we've trained for the past 7 years. Then it helps us actually also see it makes us measure our children based on other countries or benchmark other countries. So for example, if you look at a primary 7 child, and we know that this primary 7 child can ably rate, let me say, a story of 1,000 words. Can this child match with the child in Kenya, Tanzania, or South Africa, or even Britain? Is he at the same level? So it makes us actually benchmark. And it's the best practice. Reason that we have no other defined practice that can be equated to the PLE, that is the national exam, in terms of assessing learners. Why? We shall say the continuous assessment. But the continuous assessment...
That's what I was going to say.
But the continuous assessment...
Tetusobola kubeera nga abazadde abasomesa tebalina kye basobola kukola nga ogyewo ebibuuzo ebyo.
Kati continuous assessment eyinza obuteesigika.
Lwaki?
Olw'ensonga nti erina bias. Omusomesa wo bw'amanyi mwami kintu nti omuyizi ono kintu musomesa bwe nti waliwo by'atasobola, kitegeeza ajja kubeera ne bias eyo. Ekyokubiri, abamu si beesigwa, ajja kuba ne results ezitali ntuufu.
Era obwesigwa bubaddewo UNEB.
So nga tewaneeno bw'otunuulira UNEB ng'ogyeko obuzibuzibu obutonotono buyinza okubaamu. Temulimu kaabamu abadde babibba naye UNEB egezezaako okukirwanisa. Era ku luno nja kugamba yabadde almost 99.9% successful.
Okay, Mwami Mugerwa. Teacher.
Yes, sir. Kakati
biveewo abaana batambule butambuzi bayite bagende mu secondary. Tujja kukolera.
But tunuulira assessment, the value of assessment, we cannot say tusobola okugyawo ebibuuzo ebyo ebya PLE. But the way they are set may be, it has to be revised. Because tetulina kubanga tu promoting just cram work. What is like we used to study the largest forest in Uganda, that is Mabira. Up to now they are still studying Mabira, but is it the largest? Are you there now? So now twetaaga okubanga tukyusamu. Then on this issue of for example, now we need to have some assessment, continuous assessment. Let us not grade this learner at one point. All of the 7 years, you come and assess the learner at only 1 hour. Is it really fair? Assuming that time when you assessed me, I was sick. Will you conclude that I failed? Because I was sick? Are we there? Maybe it has rained and the road was washed away.
Naye kibaddewo waliwo abamisinga UNEB nga balwadde bagenda kuzaala bali mbuto si kye kimu ekyo
kisobola okubanga kiyinza ekyawukanamuko nti nabadde lubuto nenzala I didn't attend. But I attended, but I was sick because my teacher told me, go and at least write your name such that don't get an X.
But I'm sick. Now when
you go to the continuous, that's why you say, at least go to a continuous assessment. We can give a percentage, let's say, at school level, the assessment will be at least at 20%, then you name, let's say, okay, 40%, then you name remaining 60%. At least there. The assessment will be continuous. You will also be seeing.
Okay, Dr. Nayendaza kyekitibwa kijja nakyo Dr. Alex. Kati sebo baleetako continuous assessment mu ordinary level. Tukisobola kujja mu gundi mu primary ekyo gwe kennyini ogakyanukula ne teacher mugeru ono doctor naye akyanukula.
Kakati
kubanga be bakireeta.
Ekya continuous assessment kyandibadde kirungi. Naye wetudda mu buntu tekiri
atulaba yagala kumanya continuous assessment ye kikyo
nti kitegeeza omwana buli lwasoma omugezesa mu byasomye ku lunaku olwo mu budde obwo n'ogala kati olwaleero okusaba tusomye asobodde okutegeera kino na kino oba kino kiganye n'enkya n'otandikiraawo ne luli bwotyo paka lwamalako leve eyo nti kitegeeza omugezesa buli kiseera tomulinda mulundi gumu nga bwe kiri kupye nti omulinda emyaka 7 n'omugezesa
wakikikola mu primary betutunuulira kyandibadde kirungi naye obuzibu bwakyo ekisooka tekiri comprehensive kitya
tekireeta comprehensive assessment si kijjuvu togera kukwata ku bintu byanjawulo so nga ate olaba kati nga kati gye tugoberera olwaleero PLE ekwata ku bintu ebyenjawulo ebuuza omwana ku bintu bya P1 nembuuza ku bya P4 nembuuza ku bya P2 okitaba ndowooza nti okulaba buli level yatuukayo yabitegeera so kati ate ng'eno continuous kitegeeza otunuulira ebyo byokka byasomye mu kaseera ako n'ogenda ng'oyongerezaako buli kugamba buli kyasoma kyogenda okeberako paka lwamalako olusoma oba leve eyo lwagimalako kati weekanga nga kyandibadde kirungi naye kirina okusoomozebwa okwo tekitunako mabega tene mabega yo yetegeera atya ekyokubiri bw'otunuulira tekiraga ti oba ya mastery tekipima butegeevu bwekyo omwana bwakola ki omwana kyasoma oba kyeyasoma nti olwaleero PLE atunuulira nnyo omwana yamanstaringa ebintu ebyo byasomye ekirala tosobola kumugeraageranya kweri continuous assessment tosobola mugeraageranya na mulala mu ssomero ddala oba mu kitundu kirala.
Okay, Dr. Mugerwa, teacher mwaleeta ekiteeso ekyo kyokka temwagala kikole mu primary naye mwagala kikole mu university level, I mean ordinary level. Kakitegeeza kino Dr. Alex kyannyonnyodde tekigenda nakugasa mu ordinary level
ekya continuous assessment ekisooka
oba kibalidde
ekitulidde ne primary nabo kyemanyi balina enteekateeka yaabwe ey'okuba nga bakola ki baterezaamu ku nsonga eyo naye the fact remains continuous assessment is important. Nebe tukola tutya nga wali bwe nkunnyonnyodde mbu 7 years toyinza zisummarizing within 1 hour tebintu bikoze eki ebintu biwedde n'ekirala kino this continuous assessment kireetamu omwana ategeera nnyo kiwa n'omusomesa information nti byensomesezza ala katabitegedde therefore I should change this methodology of teaching nga mbadde nkozesa eno kati kankozesa eno bwe mbadde nkozesa group discussion maybe let's go to the field such that omwana ategeera okusinziira ku method gy'okugize n'okola assessment n'olaba assessment eno teyamba mwana yekka
naye seboza ate nawe empakanyiza ekya continuous assessment tosobola geraageranya baana kulaba nti abaana katika kuno twategedde ti abaana b'esheema bakoze bulungi okusinga ab'e Kampala okiraba ndowooza
sina shema yokka kubanga
netutegeera nti ewammwe eri ssebo mukulu gy'ova ekapere byongo tibo tebabitegedde kugamba omwaka emyaka gyabwe tebasomye
anti mwine kobaana
kakati yawe olukitegeeza continuous assessment egenda kutuyamba kulaba ekyo
eddakiika tusigazeemu ngenda kuteekateeka obudde tukomewo tukubaganye ensonga eno nkulu nnyo wiiki ejja
tetulina buzibu
kigambo ki kyewandyagadde okusembyayo kamera yiino eri abazadde eri abayizi bo eri gavumenti naddala minisitule y'ebyenjigiriza
neyanziza omukisa gwempadde nenkyalako wano abazadde mwena abampuliriza abandaba nammwe mbebaza okuba nga mumaze ebiseera bino embeera nga mukola ki nga muteekako Bethany TV kyensembyayo mukulu nga bwogambye nti eri abazadde twefungize tuleme kuba n'abaana nga bagraduatingidde ku P7 PLE ensi gye tulimu ya kusoma tulina okuba nga abaana basoma era nga beeyongerayo kuba kati olwaleero ne gundi ezimu zifeezinza okuline certificate fields ezimu others diploma betugera mu ministry of education musomesa atandikirwa kalina kuba wa degree olaba nti okusoma kuba kukoze eki kweyongere so tulina okweyongerayo n'okubeerera abaana so n'abaana benyi okuteekamu amaanyi a ministry of education yo ngisiima omulimu gwekoze naddala ku secondary okulaba nga curriculum yaffe bagikuttemu naye ndooza neeno primary naye tujjeyo wansi abaana bano babeere nga bava eno wansi nga bali well groomed and well grounded ku curriculum eno kuba yo ndabye ddala nga nnungi ndooza byo mukama wange
tweyanza yes mwami Alex
sebo nange neyanziza nnyo omukisa gwe mutuwadde okubeera nti tujja no nitubaako byetutangaaza eri eggwanga saate era ne twebaza n'abalabi baffe abazadde okubeera nti ate waliwo era bye basobodde okugira naye mbakuutira okubeera nti batwala abaana mu masomero gye basobola baleme kweteekako bunkenke kubeera nti bagenda mu masomero gye batasobola ate bw'aba bagenze ku ssomero nga ebisale by'essomero tabirina bulungi ayogere n'omukulu w'essomero bateeseganye ate atuukirize obweyamu bwe then ate era yo nga ministry ebibulamu omuli okubeera nti okola monitoring and supervision emala mu masomero kubanga bw'otunuulira amasomero gaayo naddala gabulamu okulondoola kubeera nga ebulamu okulondoola kyobalaba omutindo ogw'ebivaayo tegusanyusa ate era ffe tukyatuusa omulanga gwaffe emisolo gyetumenya aba private schools ministry eveeyo etuyambe
mwebale kutulaba tubadde ne mwami Alex Jones Seruwu ate ne teacher Alfred Mugerwa bano bonna bakugu bazadde ate nga bannanya byanjigiriza erinnya lyange nze Kintu Mutesaasira Sine tulabagane wiiki ejja ku Mande nga tukubaganya ebirowoozo bakulu bajja kukomawo bagguse ensonga ezo mwebale kutulaba mwera
Focus on healthy morning. Bethany TV for health. Showing on Bethany TV. Life-threatening experiences. More lives on the line. Rekindling the past. Saving lives in spectacular fashions. Chicago